Hello guys, once again welcome to our YouTube channel Emoscar and Sina Tutorials. Guys, this is JP Sina, as you know, PGT Physics at Columbia Educational Complex. Guys, today I am present here to take the new video of class 8 from the pressure topic. Okay, before it I have described you the force and types of the force in the two different videos that are already uploaded in the YouTube. You can check out it at my playlist, or you can also check it in the description box. I have given the link in the description box. So guys, let's start now with the topic pressure. Here I have taken the topic pressure, and now we are going to define it. We can define it as in the form of the force acting in per unit area is called pressure. Okay guys, so here you can see the definition that I have written on the board, that is the force acting in per unit area is called pressure. So guys, what this word mean, per unit area? What this mean? This means if you are exerting a force in a particular area like this a meter square area, suppose this total area is a meter square, then you have to take a simple unit area, one unit area you have to take, that means 1 meter square area you have to take, and now you have to calculate how much force is acting on this particular area. If it is acting as F Newton, okay, let's suppose F Newton force is acting, then you would say that pressure is equals to the force acting in per unit area. Okay guys, so what will be the formula of pressure here? So formula of pressure will becomes pressure is equals to the applied force divided by area. Okay guys, this will becomes our formula for the pressure topic. Force for particular area, force for particular unit area is known as pressure. That's why the pressure will becomes force upon area. Okay, now if we calculate its SI unit, that means SI unit of pressure, then what we will get? Here you can see guys, we will get that pressure is equals to force upon area. Then we can put the unit of the force as Newton and unit of area as meter square. So finally you will get Newton per meter square. This is the SI unit of the pressure. Okay guys, Newton per meter square. It can be also written as Nm minus 2. Okay, and if we represent it about the next term, that is Pascal, so it can be represented in the form of Pascal because it is described by the scientist Pascal. So you can also say the SI unit of pressure is Pascal and denoted by simply a letter P and A. Okay, Pascal is denoted by the symbol P and A. Okay guys, so I hope so you have understand the SI unit. So SI unit is taken as Newton per meter square, or it can also be taken as Pascal, that is PA. Now we are going to move on the next topic, that if this unit is taken in the actual form, then what it will be. Okay, so I am going to take this SI unit in the actual form. SI unit in actual form. Okay guys, so in the actual form, the SI unit can be written as pressure is equals to force upon area, and force is equals to mass into acceleration by area. So mass is measured in kg, acceleration is measured in meter per second square, and area is measured in meter square. So you can cancel this m and m like that. Now you will finally get kg per meter per second square. This is the actual SI unit of the pressure. You can also say it Newton per meter square, and you can also say it Pascal. Okay guys, so the SI unit can be written as kg per meter per second square, kg per meter per second square, or Newton per meter square, or Pascal. Okay guys, I hope so it is clear to you. It is the actual SI unit. Actual SI unit means the SI unit that represented in the particular physical terms, particular physical fundamental quantities, then that will be called actual form of the SI unit. Otherwise we can also say it Newton per meter square or Pascal. Okay guys, so I hope so you understand now. So guys, take a screenshot for this, okay, and then after I will explain you more about the pressure, okay, and now I am erasing it. You can take a snapshot. Okay guys, now you must have seen another topic, that is thrust. Sometime in the topic of the pressure we also have to know about the thrust. Okay, so now we are going to take the topic thrust. Thrust, it is as like the pressure. Okay, so thrust can be defined as the perpendicular force acting on any surface is called thrust. Okay guys, sometimes it can be also written as, and if you are going to define pressure in the form of thrust, then it is written by the thrust applied in per unit area is called pressure. Okay guys, so both are the definition same. Okay, if you say instead of thrust force, then it is also correct. The force applied in per unit area is called pressure. You can also say the thrust applied in per unit area is called pressure. So what is the basic difference between this force and this thrust? Is the both terms same or not? What is the difference between them? So you can have a slightly little difference between that. Is force can be acted from any direction, but thrust can only be acted from perpendicular direction. So guys, thrust only can be acted from perpendicular direction. This is only the difference between force and thrust. Remaining are the same. Remaining terms, that is SI unit of force is taken as Newton. SI unit of thrust is also taken as Newton. So the remaining terms are same for both the term. Remaining terms, that is SI unit, that is definition. Okay, but only the difference between thrust and pressure is that the force is acting from any direction and thrust can be act from perpendicular direction. Okay, so if you suppose this is a surface and the force is acting only perpendicularly, then it will be called thrust. And if it is a surface and force is acting from any of the direction like that, then it is called a force. Okay guys, so this is only the basic difference between the thrust and pressure. So sometime if you find the definition of the pressure, there can be also written as the thrust applied in per unit area is known as pressure. So don't be confused in the both terms. Both terms are the same. Only the basic difference is that the force can be acting from any direction, but the thrust will act only in the perpendicular direction. Okay guys, so moving to the next point, and we are having the different phenomenon about the pressure. So let's read about the topic, what are the factors on which pressure depends. Okay, I'm erasing it, you can take a snapshot. So guys, next topic is the factors on which the pressure depends. Okay, so there are two factors guys on which pressure depends. There are two main factors. First factor is force. And about the force, if we say what is the relation between the pressure and force, so the relation is pressure directly proportional to the force. It means what? It means that the force increases, then pressure also increase. Okay guys, and in the second factor on which it depends is area. And about the area, we can give the relation pressure is inversely proportional to area. Okay, so it can be written as, it means that the area is increases, then pressure will decreases. Okay guys, so in the term of area, it is inversely proportional. If we increase the particular area for the applying pressure, then the pressure will be decreased, and if we increase the force, then the pressure will be increased. Okay guys, so this is the factors on which the pressure depends. You can write it as P directly proportional to F. So if F will increase, then P also increase. And you can write in the term of area, P inversely proportional to area. So if the area increases, then pressure will decreases. Okay guys, so this is the case of inversely proportional, inverse proportion. Okay, inverse proportion. And it is the case of direct proportion. Further, you can ask it about from your maths teacher, that is what is direct proportion and what is inverse proportion. It has to be studied in the maths. Okay, if a quantity is increases and the respective quantity also increases, then it is called direct proportion. And if a quantity increases and respective quantity is decreases, then it is called inverse proportion. Okay guys, so I hope so now it understand by you that the pressure depends upon the two factors. The first factor is force and the second factor is area. If the force increases slightly, then the pressure also increases. But in the case of area, if area increases, then pressure will be decreases. Okay guys, so now we are moving on the next topic, that is pressure in the fluids or pressure in the liquids. Okay guys, so I'm taking the topic pressure in the fluids. So first of all, we need to know about the fluids. What is fluids? What do we understand by the fluids term? Okay, so fluid means that a kind of matter. Fluid means that a kind of matter that has ability to flow. Okay guys, so fluids can be a liquid, or it can also be a gas, because both of them have a property to flow. So the fluids may be a liquid or may be a gas. Okay guys, so pressure in fluids, if we want to see about the pressure in fluids, we can write here as like the solids, fluids also exerts pressure, and they also have some factors on which they depend. Okay guys, so it is as like the solids, as we have seen about the topic solid. If a solid object is kept anywhere, then it exerts some pressure on the bottom surface area. Like that, if we place any liquid in a bottle or in any container, the liquid will also exert the pressure in the walls as well as in the below directions. That means on the below surface. Okay guys, so it is about the pressure in fluids. Okay, and we can see that it is as like the solids, fluid also exert pressure. That means fluids, that means liquid and gas, also exert the pressure either on the bottom of the surface or on the walls of the container, in whatever the container we have put them. Okay, so guys, this is the topic about the pressure in the fluids. So guys, you can take a screenshot for this. Okay, and now we are moving to the next topic, that is having some examples how to calculate the force. Okay guys, so you can take a screenshot. I'm erasing it. So guys, now we are taking some examples to explore that how the pressure can be calculated within a certain examples. Okay, so I am taking an example that calculate the pressure if 25 Newton of force is acting at an area of 0.5 meters square. Okay guys, this is the question that I have taken here for an example, for an explanation of how to calculate the pressure. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do, you have to collect the data that given in the question. Okay, such as here the given data is pressure is equals to 25, pressure is equals to question mark, force is equals to 25 Newton and area is equals to 0.5 meter square. Okay, and you guys know that the pressure is equals to force upon area, so we have to put the value of force, that is 25 Newton, and the value of area, that is 0.5 meter square. And now if you remove the decimal point from here, the 10 will be marked in the numerator, and now it will becomes 250 by 5. That means you will be cancel out it in 50 times and you will get 50 Pascal as the pressure. Okay guys, so by this way we can calculate the pressure. Okay, we are having one or two more examples like that. Calculate the force that required to exert a pressure of 50 Pascal on the area 20 meters square. Okay guys, in this question you can see that the question has been twisted. Okay, and instead of the pressure, here it is asking about the force. Okay, so not to worry in this question also, you have to also calculate it in the same way that we have calculated earlier. You have to take the solution. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to write what are the question saying. So question is saying what is the force, calculate the force. So we can mark here force is equals to question mark, and what is the pressure here, So pressure is here 50 Pascal. And what is the area given here? Area given here is 20 meter square. Now, as you know, the formula is P is equals to F by A. So you can write it as F is equals to P into A by transposing A in the side of P. Okay, you will get F is equal to P into A. Now, put the value of P as 50 and put the value of A as 20. Now you will get, by multiplying them, 1000 Newton. So this is the final answer. 1000 Newton of force is required to exert the pressure of 50 Pascal over the area of 20 meter square. Okay guys, so this is another example that I have taken here. I hope so you understand by the different examples. Okay, and you can also calculate them from your book. You have also some examples in your book. Okay, so you have to calculate that. You have to open your book, you have to read that, and you have to calculate some problems that are given in your books, okay, in the form of numericals. So guys, I'm ending this session now by saying that we will study more about in the next video about the pressure applied in the fluids and its properties and how they can be calculated. Okay guys, so we will meet again in the next video. So till now, bye bye, be safe, be inside the home, stay at home and don't go outside because it's corona time guys. Okay, so keep studying, keep watching, and if you like the video then please subscribe our channel also. So bye for now, we will meet again in the next video.